Oxford Discover. Student Book 5 by Kenna Bourke. Published and copyrighted by Oxford University Press. Page 48. Unit 5. Get ready. Words. A. Listen and say the words. Then read and listen to the sentences.
Transportation. Transfer. Haul. Axle. Rotate. Spoke. Rim. Traction. Gear. Grind. Technology. Rod. 1. Cars, trains, and planes are forms of transportation. 2. The bus broke down, so we transferred to another one. 3. People can haul goods with carts and horses. 4. Wheels on cars are connected by axles. 5. The earth rotates around the sun. 6. The spokes on my bicycle wheels are made of thin metal. 7. The rim is the outer part of a wheel. 8. Our car lost traction when we drove on the ice. 9. Gears work with the chain on my bike to make it go. 10. You have to grind coffee beans before making coffee. 11. Computers and MP3 players are types of technology. 12. We used metal rods to hold up the tent.
Page 50. Read. A revolution in history.
What would it be like if you had to go a whole day without using wheels? You'd have to walk everywhere. You wouldn't know what the time was. You'd have no books and no computers. And you'd have to carry everything you needed with you. It's a strange idea, isn't it? We don't know who invented the wheel, nor do we know exactly when someone decided to use it for transportation. But we do know that the wheel completely changed the way people lived. It might just be the most important invention in our planet's history. About 5,000 years ago, before the wheel was invented, people relied on animals to transport many things. But if they wanted to haul really heavy things like building stones, the animals weren't strong enough. So transportation was a big problem. Most things were moved using wooden rollers, like logs, but that was hard work. At least it was hard work until a clever person from Sumer had a good idea. This person figured out that you could attach a wheel to both ends of a roller. That made an axle. And on top of the axle, you could put a wooden platform, a flat surface like a sheet of wood. The axle kept the wheels in place, and the wheels rotated just the same way that rollers did. You could also get an ox or a donkey to pull it along. But even more importantly, you could carry a lot of things, and even people. Without realizing it, the Sumerian had invented the world's first vehicle. Early wheels were made out of flat discs of wood, which were heavy and difficult to rotate. The Egyptians found a way to make a wheel that looked like a ring instead of a disc, making it much lighter. They attached support rods called spokes to the center of the wheel, and then they added an iron rim. All these improvements gave the wheel better traction and made it more durable. The wheel didn't just change the way people got from place to place. Ancient man learned how to use the power of running water to turn large mill wheels. Small wheels called gears connected the mill wheel to a grinding machine. When the gears rotated, power was transferred from one to the other. This meant that people could make bread because they were able to grind wheat and make it into flour. The same idea of wheels and gears was used in the invention of a huge number of mechanical devices. Machines of every size and shape, from watches and blenders to printing presses, wouldn't work if the rotation of wheel gears hadn't been developed. A day without wheels would mean empty schools and office buildings. Trucks and trains could not transport food to stores. Planes could not take off or land. There would be no bikes, skateboards, inline skates, or robots. And even now, 5,000 years after its invention, the wheel is still inspiring new technology. Wheels will always be a central part of life, and the need for them will grow as long as humans think, invent, and change.
Page 53. Grammar in use. D. Listen and read along. Then circle the correct answer.
Let's race to the tree. Okay, I think I'm going to win. No, I'll win. I will win this race.
Page 54. Listening. A. Listen to someone speak about the printing press. Then check the main idea.
Did you know that without the wheel, you probably wouldn't be sitting in a classroom? Can you guess why that might be? Well, without wheels, there would be no books. And without books, no one would have the education they have today. But where exactly do wheels fit into this story? The printing press is a machine that prints books by using rollers, which work like wheels. Rollers spread ink over paper and create an image of the page. Before the printing press was invented, books had to be copied by hand, so you can imagine that there weren't very many books. It took a very long time to write a book by hand, sometimes as much as a year. But once the printing press came along, books could be produced much more quickly and for less money. Ordinary people began to learn to read because of the wheel.
Page 54. B. Listen again. Then tell your partner 2 facts you heard while you were listening.
Did you know that without the wheel, you probably wouldn't be sitting in a classroom? Can you guess why that might be? Well, without wheels, there would be no books. And without books, no one would have the education they have today. But where exactly do wheels fit into this story? The printing press is a machine that prints books by using rollers, which work like wheels. Rollers spread ink over paper and create an image of the page. Before the printing press was invented, books had to be copied by hand, so you can imagine that there weren't very many books. It took a very long time to write a book by hand, sometimes as much as a year. But once the printing press came along, books could be produced much more quickly and for less money. Ordinary people began to learn to read because of the wheel.
Page 54. Speaking. C. Plan 2 trips with your partner. Talk about where you are going and how you will get there.
We're going to France. First, we'll take the bus to the airport.
Then we'll take the plane to France.
Our class is taking a school trip. First, we'll take a train to the city.
Then we'll take a bus to the museum.
To go to the beach, we should first drive in a car to the ocean.
Then we can ride skateboards in the sun.
Page 55. Word study. D. Listen and say the words. Then match the words to make compound nouns.
1. Spaceship. 2. Wheelchair. 3. Handwriting. 4. Daytime. 5. Earring. 6. Doorbell. 7. Suitcase. 8. Footprint.